Let me start by saying that this is probably going to be the most frustrating thing you've ever attempted, but I'll help you through it. The classic French omelette is 100% technique. The proper technique is the difference between the most heavenly breakfast food experience of life and basic scrambled eggs. And believe me when I say, I've had to unwillingly eat scrambled eggs many times. A good French omelette is pale yellow in color, depending on the eggs you use. There's absolutely no browning whatsoever on the outside. If there's any brown, then it's burnt. The exterior layer is thin, soft, and delicate, while the inside is moist and creamy, yet perfectly cooked, creating a decadent egg experience rivaled only by nothing. The technique I'm going to show you is by no means traditional, but I've found it to be the most accessible way for someone to learn. The end result is the same, and only an expert may really be able to tell them apart. With that out of the way, let's get started.
Start by cracking 3 eggs into a bowl and whisk them together until the whites and the yolks are completely combined. Add a herb blend of your choice and mix it in. Today, I'm using garlic chives. Now in terms of equipment, you're going to need a quality, unscratched 10-inch non-stick frying pan. You can kinda get away with using a pan that's lightly scratched up by using a little bit more butter, but why would you want to put yourself through that extra frustration? Lastly, you're going to need a disposable fork. You can also use chopsticks, a wooden spoon, or a silicone whisk, but the main thing here is to not use metal in your non-stick pan. Plus, most of us have disposable forks laying around anyway. Now get your burner going on low heat and put the pan on. Add a tablespoon of butter and let that melt. And now you can add the egg mixture to the pan. Vigorously stir the eggs by stirring with the fork in one hand and moving the pan in small circles with the other. Like really move the mixture around while frequently pushing the eggs at the side back down into the pan. What you're trying to do is cook the eggs evenly. Remember, as eggs cook, they solidify and create curds. As the curds form around the outside and the bottom, the vigorous stirring breaks them up, making the curds as small as possible. This creates more surface area to heat the less cooked eggs while giving the existing curds a break. Keep stirring and pushing down until the mixture starts to noticeably thicken up, which is right about here. This is the point where there's a very thin line between scrambled eggs and actually having an omelette. Stop stirring and use the back of the fork to evenly spread the top layer over the pan. Tilt the pan and have the remaining eggs slide towards the lip opposite of the handle. Then gently release the edges from the side of the pan. Now is when you'd add one of your favorite cheeses that melts nicely. Here I'm using 2 thick chunks of room temperature mozzarella placed closer to the lip of the pan. Now add some salt and some ground black pepper. Turn off the heat and grab the pan with an on-the-hand grip. Then using the fork, slowly but carefully roll the egg towards the cheese. When it gets going, don't pull it down, but rather slide under and lift over. Slide the half-folded omelette up the lip of the pan by hitting your wrists together. Do another fold up to the cheese. Ditch the fork and carefully flip the omelette into a plate, making sure that it's seam side down. If you've done everything correctly, you should have something that looks like this. Using the back of 2 spoons, carefully shape the edges of your omelette. It's not necessary, but it's mostly just for presentation purposes. Finish the top with some butter and some chopped garlic chives, and your French omelette is done.